Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Saturday night slate. It's not even a showdown. We got two special games here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. This is week 18 for you guys. We get a nice Saturday 2-game slate to go through. No Thursday. That is over with. No more Monday Night Football as well. We're gearing up for the playoffs. I'm going to provide you each and every showdown in the wild card, in the divisional, all the way leading up to the Super Bowl. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. And with that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. With me being one of the few channels that are going to provide you with the showdown slates all the way through the playoffs, I need you guys to gear in. And while you're here and you're watching this video, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. Our goal is 1K. We're almost at 700. Let's push over that. Let's get to 1K. Let's get to 1K by, let's divisional round, okay? Maybe AFC, NFC championships. Can we get the 1K by then? Let's see. Let's see. We can. We'll push the button. We'll push forward. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageJetsD. And also, don't forget to sign up for the Patreon. The Patreon is right there. I'm giving you daily DFS on NBA and betting. All right. If you want to get involved with that, just go to my Instagram and DM me, and we'll get you all signed up. And the link will be down below. All right. Now, let's get into this slate on Saturday. Two juicy matchups. If we're looking at the playoff picture, let's just look at this so we break it down. Kansas City Chiefs still need to win technically. Okay? Say if the Bengals win that game on Sunday, then they can pass the Kansas City Chiefs because they beat them in a head-to-head matchup. Okay? That there's a lot of factors here. Chiefs still going to need to play, not 100%. All right? They'll probably get a big lead, and then they'll probably settle down and switch off to their backups as long as they can secure a win. They need to solidify a win. They can't pass the Tennessee Titans because they have the tiebreaker over Kansas City as well. So they need you to stay in that 2 spot. That's the goal for them. And if we're looking down, Philadelphia and Dallas is pretty solidified in that 4 spot. They do not want to lose that spot. Have the Arizona Cardinals surpass them there. They need to win this game, solidify that. And the Eagles as well. They would need a win and a 49ers loss to move up as well. So there's a lot of factors here. Let's look at this 2-game slate. The first thing we're going to look at is the quarterback position, starting off with Patrick Mahomes. Okay, now, we understand these 2 games are with three playoff teams, okay, between the Chiefs, Eagles, and the Dallas Cowboys. Between the Chiefs and the Cowboys, there are far superior teams in talent, and they probably will rest some of their players once they have a comfortable lead, but they should probably get to a comfortable lead first. All right? So that's why I'm feeling confident. I'm still feeling fine going at the Patrick Mahomes, going at the Dak Prescott, getting their final work in before the playoffs, trying to solidify their spots in the playoffs, okay? So Patrick Mahomes coming in against Denver. Denver is a solid defense, but they do not have nothing to play for. Their defense has been pretty good all year long, but this is a very familiar foe that Patrick Mahomes knows really well. In that previous matchup, they had a win in that game. He only had 13 fantasy points. Am I saying he's going to repeat that performance? No. But the question is how would he look in this game with an unmotivated Denver team? Okay, I understand division rivals, but we have Drew Lock as quarterback, and he's horrible. The ball's going to be on the Kansas City Chiefs side a lot. Okay, Drew Lock cannot sustain drives. He can't. He throws a lot of turnovers. It's so many problems with him. If this was Teddy Bridgewater, I would have given the Denver Broncos a shot. But with Drew Lock, It's just going to be more opportunities for Patrick Mahomes to get the ball in the end zone. I think they want to have everything clicking going in to the playoffs as well, especially off a loss where they had an opportunity to take that one spot. They lost it to the Bengals. I think that was a little bit embarrassing. I think they bounced back, come out roaring in this game against the division rival in the Denver Broncos. I like Patrick Mahomes at 7,500. I am comfortable paying that price. It's only a 2-game slate. You don't have many options, okay? Next option we'll look at will be Dak Prescott going up against Philly. Philly has played pretty tough this year. Very strong finish to the second half of the season. Getting into the playoffs now. They have a couple of guys that are going to be in and out, but Dak Prescott is very familiar with the Philadelphia Eagles. Had a very poor performance against Arizona in that first half. He kind of woke up in that second half, but the fumbles and some of the incompletions were a little bit questioning. I think he gets things back rolling against Philadelphia. They need this win as well. And if we're looking at the previous performance against Philly, was 21 fantasy points for Dak Prescott in week 3. He had 238 yards, 3 TDs. I can see something very similar in this game as well. Philly has been struggling to stop the run, so I have some other guys that I like in a different position, obviously. But Dak Prescott is fine, so we're gonna zero in on Mahomes, on Prescott, and our third option will either be Jalen Hurts or Gardner Minshew. Okay, Jalen Hurts, he's currently questionable, limited capacity of practice on Wednesday. If he is out, then we'll have no problem going with Gardner Minshew. He's more of a throwing quarterback, but Jalen Hurts should be fine as well. And he's going to be without one of his bigger targets. That's why he's going to be third on the list. I think we'll be very fine with just sticking with the higher end quarterback, dealing with that situation, and staying away from the other ones, especially Drew Lock. But if you have to, if you want to save some salary, if you want to get a little bit creative, I would lean towards Jalen Hurts with his legs. And he's going to have to get some other guys involved because Dallas Goedert will not play in this game because of COVID. All right? So Hurts with his legs. And in a previous performance against the Dallas Cowboys, he had 25 fantasy points, okay? I expect him probably play majority of the game unless some type of injury comes up. But you can't really plan for that. It just happens. Okay, but we definitely do like Jalen Hurts at 6,300. So you're paying up at quarterback. Okay, you're paying up. You're 100% paying up. If you have some weird idea where all right, Patrick Mahomes gets up in the first half and then they go to Chad Henne, then it's like Chad Henne would have to actually do great in that second half. So it's a give and take there if you really want to try to be creative and go that route. I think you stay consistent with Patrick Mahomes and or Dak Prescott and then build from there, okay? You don't have to get too creative because there's not that many options. You can out create yourself and that becomes a problem as well. All right, next is the running back position. I spoke to you about the weakness of the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's going to be stopping the run. Zeke, I think hopefully he's turned around a little bit. He looked good in week 15 and week 16. Struggled against Arizona, which I thought was a very good opportunity for him. But right before the playoffs, I don't think they're going to give him a ton of run. Okay? You see 9 carries. He's been very mediocre all year long. I will speak about Zeke, but we're not going to go to him. I think we can find some other value. All right? He's the number one running back, obviously, because he's in that offense, and it's the Dallas Cowboys. He's what they usually lean on, but this is not that big of a game. And I think right before the playoffs, I think they'll just use their number 2 running back, and that's going to be Tony Pollard. I will lean to him over Zeke in this particular game. All right. Currently limited Wednesday at practice. We're hoping everything is fine with his torn fascia in his left foot that he suffered in week 13. He's been playing through it. It's been fine from there. Okay? So if he's going to play, obviously they're going to split carries. I would lean more Tony Pollard than Zeke. And Tony Pollard also has the reception upside. Look in the last 5 weeks, 4 receptions, 2, 3, 2, and 3. And I think they really want to rest Zeke for that playoff push. I really do. So we're going to go with Tony Pollard. We're leaning towards him. He's not my favorite running back. I just definitely have to speak about him. All right. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he didn't practice Wednesday. So as long as he's continuing on that trajectory, then we are going to look at Darrel Williams. Darrel Williams stepped up last week in spite of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Darrel Williams had 14 rushes, 88 yards, and 2 TDs with 3 receptions and 19 yards. A full onslaught type of game against Cincinnati wasn't enough, but he did finish with 25.7 fantasy points. That's what you like to see. They trust him with his hands. They trust him running the ball. And if Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they're going to run that two-man attack between Darrel Williams and Derek Gore. Maybe you want to get to him, Derek Gore right there at 4,500, but I have other guys that I like ahead of him. And that's going to be Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams going up against KC. KC does give up some big holes to running backs. We saw what Mixon did last week as well. I think Javonte Williams is going to be the guy I'm going to choose over Melvin Gordon. This is the end of the season. They really want to see what they have left. All the rookies, give them their final performance of the year so they can evaluate for next season. That's going to be really key in this last game. In these Week 18 games for teams that it doesn't matter for. They're going to let their rookies play or free agents or whoever so they can evaluate so they know all the decisions to make in the offseason. So I think this can be a very big game for Javonte Williams, getting a lot of touches. Melvin Gordon falls to the wayside. They'll probably get rid of him. He's not coming back next year. I think Javonte Williams is going to be solidified for next season. So I like him at 6,100. Another running back that I think is going to be a guarantee. This is a lock right here. At 4,100 is Kenneth Gainwell. All right. No Boston Scott. No Miles Sanders. No Jordan Howard. The only guy left is Kenneth Gainwell. He's had some big weeks at the beginning of the season. Less and less because they started to add in Jordan Howard and Boston Scott for some odd reason. But this man was a beast. This man was a beast. Starting off in week 1, he had 3 touchdown games in the Atlanta game. If you did not notice, they took one back. And then against KC, 20 fantasy points. Against the Raiders, 15. Against the Jets, 19. He's had some big games. Very agile. This man is he has the tools with the rushing ability and the receiving side as well. Okay. Love Kenneth Gainwell. From Memphis, went to that college, was playing with Antonio Gibson and those other guys, and this was the number 1 running back. It was Kenneth Gainwell, okay? So let's make sure we don't forget about him. All right, so I'll take Pollard out. I think Gainwell is going to be one of our locks for this 2-game slate. We'll throw him in there right there. Let's move over to the wide receivers, okay? Now, obviously, you want to pair with your elite quarterback, all right? So we already know the guaranteed guys. With Mahomes, you got Tyreek Hill, and then they really been running this 2-man game between Byron Pringle and McCole Hardman. You don't know which one is going to be. You really don't. They've really been alternating between McCole Hardman and Byron Pringle. One have a decent game, the other have a decent game. They'll go back and forth like that. McCole Hardman had a great game against Pittsburgh the week before. McCole Hardman got a nice deep touchdown. So if you're looking for a salary saver, then either or can be great. They both can take the top of the defense off with their speed. Some of the wide receivers I'm going to stay away with is going to be Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton. If I had to choose between the two, I would lean Jerry Jeudy in that. And I'm not going to put him in there, but I would lean Jerry Jeudy out of the two with uh, the possession guy over the outside threat in Courtland Sutton because Drew Lock trying to do a 5-step drop and get to the deep guy, that's just too much. It really is too much for him. And we're going to continue on with the other wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. These are going to be the 1 and 2 guys for Dak Prescott. 4 targets last week against Arizona. They kind of bottled them up. We're really waiting for another breakout game from CeeDee Lamb. It's been a while. He has not had a touchdown since the Atlanta game. So I'll throw him in there. I think he's due. He might get lower ownership just because of what has been occurring. But with the injury to Michael Gallup, More targets are going to go the way of CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper has finished in the year a little bit stronger than what we expected from the beginning. Washington, he had 7 for 11 and 85 in the touchdown. And then against Arizona, 3 with 7 targets and a touchdown as well. So 2 solid performances right there. If we're looking for another cheap value wide receiver, that's going to be Cedric Wilson. All right, with the injury to Michael Gallup, he's done for the year. Cedric Wilson against Arizona, forgotten about, man, but very, very effective. He was good at the beginning of the season while Michael Gallup was out. He had a stretcher, a little run where he had consecutive games with a touchdown. So I think this can be a very solid salary saver play right here, flex play in Cedric Wilson. They have a nice connection between Wilson and Dak Prescott. We saw that at the beginning of the season, and now week 17 with Gallup out, he has 6 receptions, 6 targets, 35 yards, and a touchdown. So that's very sneaky. I like him right there as well. Let's go to the other wide receivers. See if we can go a little bit down. If we're looking at some Eagle guys with no Dallas Goedert, obviously, DeVonta Smith is an option right there at 6,100. He's going to have to deal with Trayvon Diggs. That's not a great matchup for him. Trayvon Diggs was able to lock up Washington's Terry McLaurin, so he can do something very similar to DeVonta Smith as well. Especially, I think Diggs been really good with the in-division wide receiver number ones. Bottled up McLaurin, bottled up DeVonta Smith in the first week. So even though they're limited with their resources at wide receiver, I think you can still go this way because there's going to be more targets going to DeVonta Smith with no Dallas Goedert. They just really don't have any other options. Quez Watkins is more of the speedster. He's been getting peppered with just a little bit each and every week. Nothing special. Doesn't even have a touchdown all year long. And if we're looking at someone that's a really throwing the dart type of wide receiver, flex guy at 3K can be Jalen Reagor. He's going to have to step up with the absence of Dallas Goedert. He's going to have to try to get some more targets. He has 2 touchdowns this season. That's positive. Been very up and down. He has the upside. He was a preseason darling this year with a lot. He went viral with a couple of his catches. But if we're looking at someone with no Dallas Goedert, is going to be Jalen Reagor. So I'll throw him in there as a punt play. All right. And let's move on to the tight end position. Okay. I think we're covered pretty well on QB, running back, wide receiver, and then at the tight end. If you have enough salary, then this is where you go, Travis Kelce. Okay. This is the number one option always for Patrick Mahomes between him and Tyreek Hill. This is the number one tight end, period. All right. He's had a pretty great season. Stumbled at the end right here with back-to-back 5 fantasy points, but this is an elite tight end right here. Hopefully, he can finish the season with maybe a 10 touchdown. That's something to look forward to right there. I think he's great. Dalton Schultz has been very, very consistent with Dak Prescott. Look at this, the last 3 games. 8 receptions and a touchdown. 8 receptions against Washington and another touchdown. And then 6 receptions, 54 yards, 10 targets against Arizona right there. We'll throw him in there. Obviously, I love Kelce. I love Dalton Schultz. You're going to really have to just juggle the either two. But if you don't have enough salary, I have some other options for you. Number 1 will be Noah Fant. Okay, Drew Lock kind of just throws to one person. And that one person is Noah Fant. So we got Drew Lock coming back in the fold right here. Noah Fant had a very good game against the Chargers. 6 receptions, 7 targets, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Okay, 21 fantasy points. That's one of his best season performances all year long. Going up against KC, they're going to have to keep up pace. Drew Lock obviously has an eye for Noah Fant. We could definitely go his route at 5K. Nice, safe price right there. If we're looking for anyone else, I have one more guy for you. Like I said, as you can see, Dallas Goedert has COVID-19. He's out. If we look at the next guy for the Eagles, it's going to be Jack Stahl. Now, Jack Stahl is out as well. So, who's going to be next? The next guy, the third tight end. This can be really sneaky here if you want to take the chance. The next tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles is Tyree Jackson. Okay, this is 2,500. All right, this can be very, very risky here, but it's just something that If it happens, you're watching the game, you're like, oh, Tyree Jackson, wish someone told me about that. Well, I'm notifying you right now, okay? Tyree Jackson at 2,500 can be a sneaky play if you pay up at every other spot. Say you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Tyreek Hill, you paid up for Zeke or Pollard. You paired that with Darrell Williams. You got you another elite wide receiver as well. You need some salary saver. This is where you can get some salary saver at the tight end position. Tyree Jackson is going to be the number one tight end for the Eagles with no Dallas Goedert and no Jack Stahl. All right. That is the breakdown for the Saturday slate between KC, Denver, and Dallas and Philadelphia. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any other ideas for quarterback, for running back, for wide receiver, or tight end. Definitely we can have a discussion about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.